Think about the last time you woke up in the middle of the night. Maybe you needed to use the bathroom, or maybe you rolled over to find a more comfortable position. But then you noticed something. Your hands felt stiff, almost frozen. Your knees ached when you tried to straighten them. Your hips felt locked in place. And you thought to yourself, why do my joints always feel worse at night? Why can't I just sleep peacefully without this pain? If you've had that experience, if nighttime joint stiffness is robbing you of rest and making you dread going to bed, then I need you to understand something. This isn't just bad luck. This isn't just inevitable aging. And this isn't something you have to accept as your new normal. There are specific, identifiable reasons why your joints stiffen up at night, reasons that have to do with inflammation, circulation, hydration, and what's happening in your body during those dark hours. And more importantly, there are simple, natural things you can do to address each of those reasons, things you can start doing tonight that can make a real, measurable difference in how you feel. Because you shouldn't have to wake up multiple times each night in pain. You shouldn't have to spend the first hour of every morning waiting for your joints to loosen up enough to function. And you shouldn't have to live in fear that this is just going to keep getting worse. Today, we're going to talk about stiff joints at night, why this is such a common issue after 60, and what you can do about it. I'm going to explain to you the real physiological reasons your joints feel worse at night, reasons that go beyond just wear and tear. We're going to talk about inflammation, circulation, hydration, movement patterns, and the role of stress and sleep quality. And I'm going to give you practical strategies that you can start using tonight to reduce that stiffness, improve your comfort, and get better sleep. Because you deserve to rest peacefully without being woken up by aching joints, and you deserve to understand what's really happening in your body so you can take control of your own health. Now, before we go any further, let me be very clear about something. I am not here to diagnose you, I am not here to replace your doctor, and I am not here to tell you to stop any treatments you're receiving. What I am here to do is educate you, to help you understand how your body works, so that you can make informed decisions and have better conversations with your healthcare provider. If you're experiencing severe pain, significant swelling, or any sudden changes in your joints, please see a medical professional. But if you're dealing with that general frustrating stiffness that seems to get worse at night, then this video is for you, and I encourage you to stay with me through to the end. Let me start by asking you something, and I'd love for you to share in the comments. How old are you, and which joints tend to stiffen up most at night? Is it your hands, your knees, your hips, your shoulders? And does this stiffness wake you up at night, or do you just notice it when you get up in the morning? Go ahead and comment below, because I think you'll find that you're not alone in this, and sometimes just knowing that other people understand what you're going through can bring real comfort. All right, so let's talk about what's really happening when your joints stiffen up at night. First, we need to understand what a joint is and how it works. Your joints are the places where two bones come together, and they're designed to allow movement. The ends of your bones are covered with a smooth tissue called cartilage, which acts like a cushion and allows the bones to glide smoothly over each other. Surrounding the joint is a capsule filled with synovial fluid, which lubricates the joint and provides nutrients to the cartilage. Around the joint capsule are ligaments, which hold the bones together, and tendons, which attach muscles to bones. When everything is working properly, your joints move smoothly, painlessly, and easily. But as we age, things start to change. The cartilage begins to wear down, becoming thinner and less smooth. The synovial fluid may become less abundant or less effective at lubricating the joint. The ligaments and tendons can become stiffer and less flexible, and inflammation can set in, causing swelling, pain, and stiffness. All of these changes are normal parts of aging to some degree, but they don't have to be as severe as many people experience. And more importantly, there are things you can do to support your joints and reduce the stiffness, especially at night. So, why do joints tend to stiffen up specifically at night? There are several reasons, and they all work together to create that uncomfortable feeling you know so well. The first reason is inactivity. During the day, you're moving around, even if you're not doing anything particularly strenuous. You're walking from room to room, you're standing up and sitting down, you're using your hands for various tasks, and all of that movement keeps your joints lubricated and flexible. The movement helps to circulate the synovial fluid, it helps to keep the tissues around the joint supple, and it helps to prevent stiffness from setting in. But at night, you're lying still for hours at a time. You might shift position occasionally, but for the most part, your joints are not moving. And when joints don't move, the synovial fluid thickens and doesn't circulate as well. Think of it like honey on a cold morning. When honey is cold and hasn't been stirred, it's thick and sluggish. But when you warm it up and stir it, it becomes fluid and pourable. Your synovial fluid works in a similar way. When your joints are moving, the fluid stays thin and effective. But when they're still for long periods, the fluid thickens, and your joints become stiff and difficult to move. The second reason your joints stiffen at night has to do with inflammation. Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury or stress, and it involves increased blood flow, swelling, and the release of various chemical messengers. Now, a little bit of inflammation is normal and even helpful. It's how your body heals damaged tissues. But chronic low-grade inflammation is a different story. It's a constant state of stress on the body, and it contributes to pain, stiffness, and the breakdown of joint tissues. Here's what many people don't realize. Inflammation tends to be worse at night. This is partly because of something called circadian rhythms, which are your body's natural 24-hour cycles. Your immune system is more active at night, which means inflammatory processes are more active as well. This is actually by design. Your body does much of its repair work while you sleep, and inflammation is part of that repair process. But if you're dealing with chronic inflammation, this natural nighttime increase can make your joints feel significantly stiffer and more painful. What drives this chronic inflammation? Many things, but diet is a huge factor. If you're eating a lot of sugar, refined carbohydrates, processed foods, and unhealthy fats, you're feeding inflammation. These foods trigger an inflammatory response in your body, and over time, that inflammation becomes chronic. It affects not just your joints, but your entire body. On the other hand, if you're eating a diet rich in vegetables, healthy fats, and whole foods, you're supporting your body's natural anti-inflammatory processes, and you'll notice less pain and stiffness, especially at night. The third reason for nighttime joint stiffness is dehydration. Your joints need water to function properly. That synovial fluid I mentioned earlier is mostly water. If you're not drinking enough water during the day, your body can't produce enough synovial fluid, and your joints become dry, stiff, and painful. And here's the thing, most seniors are chronically dehydrated and don't even know it. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes, so we simply don't feel the need to drink as much. We might also be taking medications that have a diuretic effect, which means they cause us to lose more water. And if we're not consciously making an effort to drink water throughout the day, we end up dehydrated by evening. And that dehydration makes joint stiffness worse at night. Now, let's talk about circulation, because this is another big piece of the puzzle. Good circulation is essential for joint health. Your blood carries oxygen and nutrients to the tissues around your joints, and it carries away waste products and inflammatory chemicals. When circulation is poor, those nutrients can't get where they need to go, and waste products build up, contributing to pain and stiffness. At night, when you're lying down and your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood against gravity, circulation naturally slows down. And if you already have compromised circulation due to aging, inactivity, or other health issues, that slowdown can make your joints feel even stiffer. Poor circulation is often made worse by cold temperatures. If your bedroom is cold, or if you're not keeping your body warm enough at night, blood flow to your extremities decreases. Your body prioritizes keeping your core and vital organs warm, so it reduces blood flow to your hands, feet, knees, and other peripheral areas. And when blood flow to your joints decreases, they become stiffer and more painful. This is why so many people find that their joint stiffness is worse in the winter or in cold weather. Another factor that contributes to nighttime joint stiffness is something called muscle tension. The muscles around your joints play a critical role in supporting and stabilizing those joints. But if your muscles are tight, tense, or weak, they can actually pull on the joints and create additional stress and pain. And muscle tension tends to increase at night, especially if you're carrying stress or if you're sleeping in a position that puts strain on certain joints. For example, if you sleep on your side with your arms curled up tight, your shoulder and elbow joints are under constant pressure all night long, and you'll wake up with stiff, painful joints. Stress itself is a major contributor to nighttime joint stiffness. When you're stressed, your body produces cortisol, which is a stress hormone. Cortisol has many effects on the body, and one of them is promoting inflammation. It also causes muscle tension, disrupts sleep, and interferes with your body's ability to heal and repair itself. If you're going to bed stressed, worried, or anxious, your body is in a state of fight or flight, not a state of rest and repair. And that means your joints aren't getting the healing they need, and the inflammation and stiffness just continue to build. Sleep quality also plays a role. If you're not sleeping deeply, if you're tossing and turning, if you're waking up frequently, your body isn't able to complete the restorative processes it needs to complete during the night. Deep sleep is when your body does its most intensive repair work, releasing growth hormone, repairing damaged tissues, and clearing out inflammatory waste products. If you're not getting enough deep sleep, your joints don't get the chance to heal properly, and you wake up feeling stiff and sore. Now, I know I've just given you a lot of information about all the things that can contribute to nighttime joint stiffness, and you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed, thinking there are so many factors, and wondering how you could possibly address all of them. But here's the good news. Many of these factors are interconnected, and when you make changes in one area, you often see improvements in other areas as well. And the changes I'm going to recommend are simple, practical, and something you can start doing tonight. Let's start with hydration, because this is one of the easiest and most impactful changes you can make. You need to be drinking water throughout the day, every day. Your goal should be at least 6 to 8 glasses of pure, clean water. Not coffee, not tea, not juice, but water. Now, I know some of you are worried about having to get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. So here's what I recommend. Drink most of your water in the morning and afternoon. By early evening, start tapering off so you're not drinking large amounts right before bed. But make sure you're getting enough during the day so that your body has what it needs to keep your joints lubricated and functioning well. Next, let's talk about diet. If you want to reduce nighttime joint stiffness, you absolutely must address inflammation through your food choices. That means cutting back significantly on sugar, refined carbohydrates, processed foods, and unhealthy oils. These are the foods that drive inflammation, and every time you eat them, you're making your joint stiffness worse. Instead, focus on eating real whole foods. Lots of vegetables, especially dark leafy greens, and colorful vegetables that are high in antioxidants. Healthy fats like those found in avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish. High-quality proteins like eggs, fish, and grass-fed meats. Herbs and spices like turmeric and ginger, which are incredibly powerful natural anti-inflammatories. And here's something specific I want you to try. About 2 to 3 hours before bed, avoid eating heavy, hard-to-digest foods. If your body is working hard to digest a big meal while you're trying to sleep, that diverts resources away from repair and healing, and it can increase inflammation. Instead, have your largest meal earlier in the day and keep your evening meal lighter. Some people find that having a small snack of easily digestible protein, like a boiled egg or a small portion of cottage cheese, about an hour before bed, can actually help with sleep and reduce morning stiffness because it provides amino acids for overnight repair without overburdening the digestive system. Now let's talk about movement because this is critical. You need to move your joints regularly throughout the day to keep them lubricated and flexible. But you also need to do some gentle movement in the evening, before bed, to prepare your joints for the hours of inactivity ahead. I recommend spending just 10 to 15 minutes doing some gentle stretching before you go to sleep. Stretch your hands, your wrists, your arms, your shoulders. Stretch your legs, your hips, your knees, your ankles. Move slowly, breathe deeply, and focus on moving each joint through its full range of motion. This helps to circulate synovial fluid, relax tight muscles, and signal to your body that it's time to rest. Some people also find great benefit from taking a warm bath or shower before bed. The warmth helps to relax muscles, increase circulation, and reduce pain and stiffness. If you can add some Epsom salts to your bath, even better. Epsom salts contain magnesium, which is absorbed through the skin and helps to relax muscles and reduce inflammation. Just 20 minutes in a warm bath with Epsom salts can make a significant difference in how your joints feel at night. Let me ask you another question, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you do any stretching or movement before bed, or do you tend to just sit in the evening and then go straight to bed? And have you ever tried taking a warm bath before bed to help with joint stiffness? Share your experience because I think we can all learn from each other. All right, let's talk about your sleep environment and sleep position, because these can have a big impact on joint stiffness. First, make sure your bedroom is warm enough. If you're cold at night, your circulation decreases and your joints stiffen up. You want your room to be comfortably warm, and you want to make sure you're covered with enough blankets to stay warm without overheating. Some people find that wearing socks to bed helps keep their feet warm and improves overall circulation. Your sleep position matters too. If you sleep on your side, make sure you have a pillow between your knees. This keeps your hips in better alignment and reduces stress on your knee and hip joints. If you sleep on your back, you might try placing a pillow under your knees to take pressure off your lower back and hips. And try not to sleep with your arms curled up tightly or tucked under your head, because this puts strain on your shoulder, elbow, and wrist joints. Keep your arms in a more neutral position, perhaps with a pillow to support them. The quality of your mattress and pillows also matters. If your mattress is old and sagging, or if it's too firm or too soft, it can create pressure points and make joint stiffness worse. You want a mattress that supports your body properly and distributes your weight evenly. And your pillows should support your head and neck in proper alignment without forcing your neck into an awkward position. Now, let's talk about stress management, because as I mentioned earlier, stress is a major contributor to inflammation and joint stiffness. If you're going to bed stressed, worried, or anxious, your body is not in a state to heal and repair. You need to find ways to calm your mind and relax your body before sleep. For some people, that might be prayer or meditation. For others, it might be deep breathing exercises, reading something peaceful, or listening to calming music. The key is to create a bedtime routine that signals to your body that it's time to let go of the day's stresses and prepare for rest. Deep breathing is particularly powerful. When you breathe slowly and deeply, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the part of your nervous system responsible for rest and repair. Try this before bed. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. Then breathe out slowly through your mouth for a count of 6 or 8. Repeat this for 5 to 10 minutes. You'll notice your heart rate slows down, your muscles relax, and your mind becomes calmer. This simple practice can significantly improve your sleep quality and reduce nighttime joint stiffness. I also want to mention the importance of magnesium, because this mineral is absolutely critical for muscle and joint health, and most seniors are deficient in it. Magnesium helps muscles relax, it supports nerve function, it reduces inflammation, and it improves sleep quality. Good food sources of magnesium include dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, avocados, and dark chocolate. But many people benefit from a magnesium supplement taken in the evening before bed. Magnesium glycinate is often the best form because it's well absorbed and doesn't cause digestive upset. But as always, talk to your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement, especially if you're taking other medications. Let me tell you about a woman I worked with named Dorothy. She was 68 years old, and she told me that for the past several years, she'd been waking up 2 or 3 times every night with stiff, aching hands and knees. She said her joints felt like they were locked in place, and it would take several minutes of gentle movement before she could use them properly again. She was exhausted from poor sleep, she was frustrated, and she was worried that this was just how the rest of her life was going to be. When I talked to Dorothy about her daily habits, I discovered that she was drinking very little water, maybe 2 or 3 cups a day. She was eating a lot of bread, pasta, and sweets because she said they were easy and comforting. She wasn't doing any exercise or stretching, and she was going to bed worried and tense about various family matters. Her bedroom was quite cold because she liked fresh air, but she wasn't using enough blankets to stay warm at night. We worked together to make some changes. She started drinking 6 to 8 glasses of water throughout the day. She reduced her intake of sugar and refined carbohydrates and started eating more vegetables, healthy fats, and protein. She began doing 10 minutes of gentle stretching before bed, and she started taking warm baths with Epsom salts several times a week. She warmed up her bedroom a bit and made sure she had enough blankets, and she practiced deep breathing for 5 minutes before sleep to help calm her mind. Within 2 weeks, Dorothy noticed a difference. She was waking up less frequently at night, and when she did wake up, her joints weren't as stiff. After a month, she told me she was sleeping through most nights, and when she woke up in the morning, she could move her hands and knees much more easily. She said she felt like she'd gotten her life back. And that's the power of understanding what's really happening in your body and making simple, targeted changes to support your health. Now, I want to talk about a few other things that can help with nighttime joint stiffness. One is omega-3 fatty acids. These are powerful anti-inflammatory compounds found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. If you're not eating fish regularly, you might consider a high-quality fish oil supplement. Omega-3 ES help to reduce inflammation throughout the body, and many people notice significant improvements in joint pain and stiffness when they supplement with them. Another helpful supplement is collagen. As we age, our bodies produce less collagen, which is the main structural protein in cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. Taking a collagen supplement or consuming collagen-rich foods like bone broth can help to support joint health and reduce stiffness. And vitamin C is important too, because your body needs vitamin C to produce collagen. Good sources include citrus fruits, berries, bell peppers, and leafy greens. I also want to mention the importance of maintaining a healthy weight. Excess weight puts additional stress on your joints, particularly your knees and hips. Every extra pound you carry translates to several pounds of pressure on these weight-bearing joints. If you're carrying extra weight, losing even a modest amount can make a significant difference in your joint pain and stiffness. And the good news is, when you start eating better, staying hydrated, and moving more, weight loss often happens naturally as a side effect. Let me ask you one more question, and please share in the comments. What time do you typically go to bed, and do you have any kind of evening routine to help you wind down? Or do you tend to stay busy right up until bedtime and then just collapse into bed? I think you'll find that many people don't have a good wind-down routine, and that's one of the simplest things you can change to improve your sleep and reduce joint stiffness. Now, I know I've given you a lot of information today, and you might be wondering where to start. So, let me give you a simple action plan. Tonight, before you go to bed, do 3 things. First, drink a glass of water if you haven't been hydrating well today. Second, spend 10 minutes doing some gentle stretching, moving each of your joints slowly and mindfully through their full range of motion. And third, do 5 minutes of deep breathing to calm your mind and prepare your body for sleep. Just those 3 things. Start there. And then over the next few days and weeks, start implementing the other changes we've talked about. Drinking more water throughout the day, eating less inflammatory foods and more anti-inflammatory foods, staying active during the day, managing stress, keeping your bedroom warm, and considering supplements like magnesium, omega-3s, and collagen. These changes might seem small, but they add up. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything all at once. You can start with 1 or 2 changes, get comfortable with those, and then add more. What matters is the direction you're moving in, the consistent effort over time. And I promise you, if you stick with it, you will notice a difference. Your joints will feel better at night. You'll sleep more deeply, you'll wake up feeling more rested and more mobile. And you'll have more confidence in your ability to take care of yourself and maintain your independence. I want to emphasize again that if you're dealing with severe pain, significant swelling, or any symptoms that concern you, please see a healthcare provider. What I've shared with you today is educational information to help you understand your body and support your health naturally. It's not meant to replace medical advice or treatment. But I do believe that when you understand what's happening in your body and you take steps to support it, you can often reduce or even eliminate the need for some medications, and you can certainly improve your quality of life significantly. Before we finish, I want to ask you to do something. If you found this information helpful, if you learned something today that you think could help you or someone you know, please share this video. Share it with your friends, your family, your church group, your community. Because the more people who understand how to take care of their joints naturally and reduce nighttime stiffness, the more people who can sleep better, move better, and live better. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, I'd really appreciate it if you would. We're creating content specifically for seniors, focused on practical, natural ways to support health, comfort, and independence. Every subscription helps us reach more people with this information, and that's what we're here to do. If you have questions, if you'd like to share your own story about nighttime joint stiffness, or if there's a specific topic you'd like me to cover in a future video, please leave a comment. I read all the comments, and I really do use them to guide the content I create. Your experiences and your questions matter, and I want to make sure I'm addressing the things that are most important to you. All right, let's summarize what we've talked about today. Stiff joints at night are a common issue after 60, but they're not inevitable, and they're not something you just have to live with. The stiffness is caused by a combination of factors: inactivity during sleep, increased nighttime inflammation, dehydration, poor circulation, muscle tension, stress, and poor sleep quality. The good news is that all of these factors can be addressed through simple lifestyle changes. First, stay hydrated. Drink 6 to 8 glasses of water throughout the day. Second, eat an anti-inflammatory diet rich in vegetables, healthy fats, and high-quality proteins, and reduce your intake of sugar and processed foods. Third, move your joints regularly during the day and do some gentle stretching before bed. Fourth, take a warm bath or shower before bed to relax your muscles and improve circulation. Fifth, make sure your bedroom is warm enough and your sleep position is supporting your joints properly. Sixth, manage your stress through deep breathing, prayer, meditation, or whatever works for you. And seventh, consider supplements like magnesium, omega-3s, and collagen to support joint health. Start with small changes. You don't have to do everything perfectly. Just pick 1 or 2 things to focus on and build from there. Be patient with yourself, be consistent, and trust that your body has an incredible ability to heal and repair when you give it the support it needs. You deserve to sleep peacefully through the night without being woken by aching joints. You deserve to wake up in the morning feeling rested and able to move comfortably. You deserve to understand your own body and to have the tools to take care of it. And I hope that today I've given you some of those tools, some understanding, and some hope that things can get better. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for caring about your health, for seeking out information, for being willing to make changes. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I wish you restful sleep, comfortable joints, and many good days ahead. Take care of yourself, be gentle with yourself, and remember that small, consistent changes really do make a big difference over time. I'll see you in the next video.